I don't know how it took so long, but I'm finally showing my cinnamon rolls on camera. Like, yes, in my first video I did show pictures, but like, here's what they look like in person. And mm, I'm not even upset that I've already had 5 of these today. I mean, it's only 9 a.m. Business from scratch. Alright, and welcome back to another video of the series where I just talk about my journey of building up my business from the ground up and sharing it with all of you so you know what to do or not do when starting your own business. Now, to follow up from my previous video, just to give an update of what's going on with the kitchen, the background check did come through. I passed. That's good. And yeah, so now the next step is one, take a final tour of the kitchen, which is going to be later this week. So that'll probably be in the next video. And the other thing is getting a license. So let's talk about licenses. No matter what you're doing, especially if you're in food, you're going to need a license. Maybe even more than one license. For me, I only needed one license, which was the retail food license, which I got through the Michigan Department of Agriculture and rural, this word of that development. So it cost a little less than $200. Waiting for that to come through. This involves someone coming in and inspecting the kitchen, which is already up to code, and that's actually the last thing holding me back from actually baking and selling. Outside of the kitchen stuff, something else I want to mention is getting outside assistance. Now, someone actually referred me to another organization, the Small Business Development Center, or SBDC, which is a non-profit business consultancy agency that provides its services free of charge. So I got to meet with a consultant. I'm going to be meeting with them multiple times every couple of weeks. And yeah, that's going to be very helpful. A lot of the information I got was things I didn't even think about, like needing a CPA for when I need to do taxes, or accepting payments in person if I go to the event or farmer's market. A quick tangent on accepting payments in person. There's different POS systems that you can go with. If you don't want to use any of them, you're going to have to just go through cash, or maybe have people Venmo or Cash App you. But that can get really confusing and really muddled, especially for tax reasons. Trying to figure out what was actually business related, what wasn't business related. So using a POS system is definitely recommended. There's several options. The two biggest and probably the best options out there was Square and Clover. Now, when I did my research, Clover did have lower processing costs per sale. However, Square offered the flexibility needed, especially for a small business like myself, and also its hardware was also much cheaper. So even though the processing costs weren't the same as Clover, they weren't so much higher where going with Clover was the right choice. I definitely valued the ease of using Square much more than Clover, so that's why I went with that option. Now back to working with this consultant. Bottom line, very recommended it. I don't think that SBDC operates outside Michigan. You're going to have to just conduct your own research into that. Maybe there's other organizations that offer similar services. But if there isn't, look for anything, any programs, any community groups that just allow you to communicate with other small business owners. Maybe even go to another small business owner and just say, hey, this is what I'm doing. It's very similar to what you're doing. Can you mentor me in this? Even just one meeting with the consultant, so I'm just thinking, wow, there is so much I did not even think about. And yeah, finding someone that's able to provide the same insights to you, where you don't know everything about small business. I don't even know about anything about small business. I'm providing a small piece of information with this video series. So I definitely recommend some sort of consultant, some sort of mentor. Now, I wanted to mention a challenge that I've been struggling with, which was basically when to start putting myself out there. I kept telling myself that I was going to start when the business was up and running, and I wanted to be able to say, like, hey, I can bake today, not say, hey, I can bake in a couple weeks. You want to work together? But there are areas where recently I've been encouraged to start despite not being fully ready. The biggest area is social media. So it's been recommended to me by the consultant from the SBDC to start uploading just something to social media, just something to create any sort of buzz, anything to get people thinking, oh, that could be interesting. Once more information comes out, I'll definitely think about looking into it. Alright, that will be it for today. Just a quick update, quick lesson. Definitely find a consultant, a mentor. Highly recommend it. And then also just remember, even if your business isn't started yet, you are still allowed to put yourself out there and start creating a buzz, a foothold, if you will, for your business. But other than that, I'll see you in the next one.